So I wrote this next song about a friend who he had just got out of jail, and then he, as we were drinking a few days after he got out, he started telling me all his schemes, and it became very apparent to me that the next time I'd see him would be in jail. It's about having a good time in those few days off, you know. It was his summer vacation.
And we told jokes, it was like we were young again. I met to tell Mother Lay how she's got to get some to run us together, back together again. How long is this gonna last? You can't keep breathing no less. Screw it up, I don't mind that you love a man, but some do run. Sometimes I know there's better brothers, but you're the only one that's mine. I know there's better brothers, but you're the only one that's mine. So he's standing in the doorway like he owns the place, with a look of smug satisfaction on his face. I'm gonna give you a that he's sure as hell, but I'll take one look at him, and I know I'll never tell somebody reason to reply. Well, in the end, she and John and now see you somewhere, someplace, sometime. There's better brothers, you're the only one that's mine. So where is another time? Well, at the end, she and John are coming now. I've still got for you to know what you heard. They can knock all of my doors down, but I won't say a word. They can knock all of my doors down, but I won't say a word. 14 years have passed since that day, but still nothing has changed.
Thank you very much. This is a whiskey song, too.
Tucson to San Antonio.
I wanted to ask you about the theme of your albums, or that they kind of feel conceptual in their essence. Maybe not so much the first one, or maybe I never found what that if there was a link to that one. But the second album obviously has got a message to it, and then this last one that came out it has got a very, very anti-authority sort of end of the road kind of feel to it. And we were just hoping that you could maybe, explain how that came about, or that,
Well, Who Will Survive, our second album, was a full-scale narrative where it was just one story that played out through the album. And we wanted to, even though a lot of people were emailing us saying you should do another long form, we thought that it might be more fun to do something a little different for the next release. And so instead we chose themes of sin and redemption and guilt, and we decided to write an album centered around those ideas, where each song is sort of about a person who was a different sort of sinner, I guess, using the most broad word. But there are those themes. On a more direct sort of explanation, the song "The Big Sleep" is against the death penalty. That's the song, the End of the Road song, where it's basically about a pretty decent guy who ends up going to the electric chair. Brother is about staying with your family rather than obeying the law.
what about the sea shanty?
Oh, the Dead Men and Sinners. Yeah. What about it? You just want me to explain it?
It kind of seemed like a non sequitur on the album.
It's I wrote it one day when I was in college and I was walking to class, and I wanted to do a song just about the sea, just because I feel very attracted to the ocean, and I've always wanted to work on a sailing ship. As soon as I'm done with this band, I'm gonna probably go do
Merchant Marine,
something.
Alaska.
I love Alaska. I love going to Alaska. But so that song's sort of my ode to the sea and my hopeful future involved in it.
What's the significance of the tattoo? Obviously, you got a steam train there, and
It's my travel tattoo, one, because I spent the last 6 years traveling all the time. I like to think of a friend I knew in college who used to hop trains all the time. He would just jump on a train and ride it for days. I always wanted to go with him, but once the band happened, I was always out of town. I could never take the adventures.
very smart people. So you've never actually ridden a train or hopped freight?
I've ridden many trains, but I haven't hopped trains because honestly, I've been on tour since I was 18. So I just always gone. You probably like John Steinbeck a lot, huh?
Oh, I fucking love Steinbeck, dude. I'm just now finishing Indubious Battle.
Yeah, I ordered that on Amazon, and I'm looking forward to it being at my home in 2 days when I get home. This tour I read Cannery Row.
Oh god, it's so good.
It's great. And what else did I read? I read Tortilla Flat.
Tortilla Flat.
Last tour I read East of Eden, which is probably the best book I've read as long as I can remember.
It's a little weighty, but
actually, that's what I liked about it.
Briefly, will you talk about the name of your band? A lot of people speculate, it's the Neil Simon thing, it's the play, it's this and that. That's where the name came from, because obviously, like when you watch the film, it's obviously a slapstick farce, and it doesn't necessarily.
We like the idea of it being a dark name, but it's also kind of funny, because the reality is that even though we do some dark subject material, we like to have a good time, and we thought that kind of captured it. But most people think we're a metal band, and so we're kind of fucked in that regard.
I know you said you didn't really want to expound upon it too much on tape, but have there been, quite a few lineup changes and stuff? I mean, obviously, when I first saw you, it was opening on Braid's reunion tour.
Yeah.
And you still had the key player, which I thought was an amazing element to the
Yeah, we loved him too. He just hated being on tour. Vincent was our old piano player. hated tour.
He
And
seemed kind of.
he's a weird kid, and he's a great kid. I still hang out with him all the time. I love him, but he's not a rock and roller. He doesn't want to be on tour all the time, and we are always on tour, so it didn't work out, you know?
It's tough work.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was it. I was going to ask you if you had any crazy fans or stalkers, or I wanted to talk to Sarah too, but she kind of makes me a little bit nervous, you know, and like I don't.
She's an intimidating woman.
Yeah, and so I mean,
Sarah has her share of stalkers.
what about you? You've got some stalkers, though. Come on, don't be modest.
You know, I'm not so pretty. I'm not a pretty boy, and so I don't get as many as Sarah gets. You know, my philosophy is if you don't treat people like they're stalkers, then they eventually figure it out, for the most part, and then they don't act like stalkers. But I am constantly proven wrong with that philosophy. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, one last thing. Could you briefly just surmise what Murder by Death means to you, and or just music in general even, or just
Sure.
the passion that's behind it?
Just another train coming. I mean, Murder by Death is my entire life. It's all I do. I'm on tour 9 months of the year. I'm often recording when I'm not on tour, and it's all I really do. I love being a road band. I love the idea of just being out there, and every night you have to earn your keep. And so music for me is live music. Since I'm in the car, I barely ever listen to live music anymore because I'm playing every night and I'm hearing music. But I love being there at the show. I love the experience of performing every night. And it's just what I do. Music is the major part of my life right now, and has been for years. And probably will be for many years more. Hey, this is Adam from Murder by Death. Never ask permission. Guys, just find this opportunity.